office. As you can see, we are in the building, we're unpacking and we're getting ready to go. You will do all of your registration online this year. You don't need to come into the building unless you are new to the area, and we can talk about that, but let's get started. Things. So like I said, you can do everything right here online. You don't even need to come into the building. So just go to our website, Westlake STEM, through Google or westlakestem.org. Once you get here, you can go to the website, or you can even click on this button that says registration. But I'm going to go through the website to show you what that looks like. So here is our website. Here's an updated picture. Look at our beautiful new building. And then right here, big, huge button says click here for registration. Go ahead and click on that. It will not start. You will not be able to complete everything until 8 o'clock a.m. on July 29th. So that's when the district is opening it up for online registration. School starts on August 14th. Woohoo! There's two sections to this. The top section here is saying click here, registration for students who attended one of these schools above. So if you went to Westlake last year and you're going to be an 8th grader, or if you went to Armstrong, Hillsdale, Monroe, Stansbury, or Valleycrest, you're going to click on this button right here, and it will take you directly to the Focus portal. This is where you need to do all of your online registration. You're just going to put in your username and password in this box right here. It will take you to where you need to do registration. Again, you won't see anything until July 29th, but that's where you're going to go. If for whatever reason you haven't ever done an account before, you can click here for a new account. You can click here to add a student to an existing account. So maybe you've got a new kindergartner going to an elementary school and you want to add them to your account. Or if you forgot your login or password, you're going to click this button here. That usually seems to be where we see the most problems is, well, maybe I haven't been in here for a whole year, and so I've forgotten my login and password. Just click here. It will send you an email. You'll go to your email and you'll just do a new password to get in. But that's where you'll need to go if you were at Westlake STEM or any of those feeder schools last year. If you did not attend one of those schools above in this area, you will need to click on this big button. This is for any students who did not attend a feeder school or Westlake STEM last year. So let's go ahead and head to that area. I'm going to click on that, and then you'll see the instructions here. It says stop. Please use the school search to make sure you're in our boundary. If you just moved to Westlake's boundary, welcome. We're excited to have you. We just want to verify that you're in the right school, that you're going to the correct location. So no problem. You can check the school search here. It'll show you a map. You can put your address in there and it'll make sure. If you have applied for an open enrollment application and you were accepted, you don't need to be in the school boundaries, but if you were accepted, you can continue to do the work that you need to do, or the steps here. If you also were from like a private school or something like that before, and now you're in Westlake's boundaries, you'll want to do this. Okay, so number one, you'll need to sign up for an appointment to meet with our registrar. This is a quick and easy form. We need your email, your name, birthday, last school you attended, phone number, and then you just choose a time that you can meet with our registrar. She'll help you with the other steps that you need here at the school. You'll want to choose your classes or do a course selection. So 7th graders, you're going to go here. 8th graders, you're going to go here. Choose what kind of classes you want. If you have questions, no big deal, because after you meet with our registrar, you'll meet with a counselor and just double check to make sure you get the classes you want. Finally, you're going to complete this standard registration card. It's got some basic information that we need to get you all set up so that we can get you a focus portal where then you will do the final steps that all the other students go directly to, but you had to do a few more steps to get there. When you come in to meet with our registrar, you need to bring a proof of residency. Even if you're not in our boundary, we still need to have that. Birth certificate. We also will need immunizations for anyone who's new to our school. If you're 7th grade or 8th grade, we just need to make sure that you're updated with your immunizations. And going back to that, speaking of that, I'm going to go back to the very first screen where you had both options of students who attended one of those schools or students who did not. Here is more information that you might need about registration. So below that, here's reminding all 7th grade students, you need proof of immunizations. If you were here last year and you're an 8th grader, we don't need it again. But if you're new to Westlake or you're new to the boundaries or you went to a private school, we do need that. School fees are going to be applied to your fees on the Focus portal. You'll be able to pay for your fees, basic fees, and any additional class fees that you've signed up for through the Focus portal. We want every single student filling out a free and reduced lunch. It helps us get some services and some extra funding if we have every student filling out those free and reduced lunch. We will not do any schedule class changes at this time. So read through this and give you more information about that. As soon as you get all your forms completed through the Focus portal, you will be able to see your schedule. However, just double check that before August 14th, before you come in that day, because there might be a few changes to a few of your schedules. And then just keep reading through that. This is going to be exciting. We're going to have a student walkthrough night. It's 7th graders on Monday, August 12th, and 8th graders on Tuesday, August 13th. Please only come to the times that you're supposed to come. So I understand that some of you are working and it won't work out in your schedule, but we really are trying to minimize the amount of people in the building at once. So you do need to bring a guardian. You can't come by yourself. You have to have one student and maybe 1 or 2 guardians, but not a huge family at this time. We just are trying to minimize the amount of people. So Monday, August 12th is 7th graders. If your last name starts with A through D, please come between 4 o'clock and 4:30. If your last name is between E and H, come between 4:30 and 5, and so on. And same thing for 8th graders on Tuesday. Don't forget to check out our student handbook here, where you can see the rules and get some information, and a lot of your questions can probably be answered through this student handbook. You'll be able to see the dress code policies and all of that. I'm going to go into the binders and backpacks in just a little bit in one of the next parts. Here's buses. Buses, there are only 2 buses for Westlake this year. You are able to see where those buses can pick up and drop off in this bus eligibility link. If you do not live in the boundary of where those buses pick up, you will not be able to ride the bus. There will be no exceptions for anybody who's on an open enrollment or anyone who's near those boundaries. If you do not live in the boundary, you can't ride the bus until at least 2 weeks after school starts. Transportation will look at the buses. They will see who, if there's any extra space on those buses. If there is extra space, then they might open up a form or an application that you can apply for to be on the bus. And if you get accepted, it will be a random drawing to get those people accepted. So wait for 2 weeks after the bus, after school starts, to see if you can ride a bus. And also, if you are on a bus, you must wear an ID badge in order to get on the bus. It will have your bus number on it. And if you are in those boundaries of the bus eligibility, you should be getting a badge mailed to you before school starts. So look at all that information, tons of information, but we're going to move on to part 2, where it is drop off and pickup zones. Okay, let's talk a little bit about drop-off and pickup zones. Here is a map of our building, our campus, and look at how amazing it is. I'm just going to get you oriented with where everything is. This is 3450 West, and this is the front of the building. Over here in this area is McDonald's, so that can kind of help you see where we're at. So you can see this little star. This is the main entrance of our building. But I put a little red X here because we are not going to have students enter through the main entrance when they come to school. When you get dropped off in the morning, you are actually going to go around to this side where the cafeteria entrance is. And that's just because, like all the other years that we've done this, or had students come in the morning, we open it up the building a little bit earlier in the cafeteria so you can come and get breakfast, so you can have a warm place to sit. If it's snowy outside or if it's raining, you can go in this entrance here and sit in the cafeteria until 7:42 when we open up the building for the rest of the day so you can go to your classes. So students will not enter the front of the building. They will actually enter over here on this side where the cafeteria is. I want to show you a couple other areas that you should be aware of. This lane right here, this is for bus drop-off only. So parents cannot go through this way. This over here on this side is for staff parking only. So you will not be able to go in that area either. So you've got two areas where you can't go. Staff parking and the bus drop-off lane. But we've got this wonderful new parent drop-off lane over here as well. We've got two other parking lots, visitor parking here and even an overflow parking over here by the new soccer field. So let's talk a little bit about those two areas. We would prefer, this would be the best way to come drop off your students. So you're going to come in this direction. It is an in only and out only. So it's a one direction only loop here. So you're going to come in this direction. You're going to pull to the side, let your student out, and then keep driving out. We do want everybody to pull to the side, pull to the sidewalk so that others can get by you if needed. Please don't just let your child out in the middle of the lane here. We need everybody to pull the side and let their child out that way and then exit through this other area. You are welcome to also come into these visitor parking areas and park. You cannot just stop in the middle of the parking lot and drop your students off that way. But if you are parking your car and you want a little bit more time to say goodbye to your child, no problem at all. Just go ahead and come on in here, park, take your time, and then let your student out that way. Please, again, do not stop in the middle of the parking lot to let your kids out of the car. Same thing over here in this overflow parking. We need you to be parked in a stall and not just dropping your kids off in the middle of the parking lot there. We're worried about kids getting hit, especially when it starts to get dark before school starts, and it can get pretty dark, and we just want you to be careful. Another option to drop your students off is on 3450 West. When we were here before we were over at Westbrook, often parents would pull to the side of the street here and let their child out of their car at the sidewalk. We're okay with that as well. Just know that you need to be very careful about other cars coming by. You need to be very careful about dropping your child off on the street here. It would be best if you use this parent drop-off zone, and we understand that sometimes that's not always as easy, or if it's really crowded, we understand that, so you can use this. In the past as well, we've also had parents dropping off their kids on the east side of 3450 West, and that is not okay. We are really worried about kids getting dropped off on this side, on this sidewalk, and trying to cross the street, especially when it's dark in the morning and there's lots of kids and cars trying to come by. please do not drop your child off on the east side of 3450 West. If you are a student who is walking to school and you happen to be coming from the east side, you must use this crosswalk. Do not cross anywhere else along 3450 West. I don't want any students getting hit by cars. Please, please, please use this crosswalk. There's a light there. You can push the button. The lights will stop the cars from moving, and you will use this crosswalk. And that's a big deal to make sure you're using that crosswalk. So I think that's it. A whole overview of everything is here. Please let us know if you have any questions about that. It should be pretty easy. We'll have lots of volunteers out there in the first couple days helping students get to where they need to get and to understand drop-off and pickup zone. Follow along for part 3, where we're going to talk about binders and backpacks. All right, you guys, thanks so much for sticking in there. For part 3, we're going to talk a little bit about binders and backpacks. Most of the junior high schools in Granite School District are moving towards having a binder and a planner for every student. We know that if we were to purchase a big thick binder for the planners this year, some of you might not have room in your backpack for something like that, or might not even have a backpack to carry that around. So we opted in for the choice of getting every single student a brand new binder. This is an amazing binder. It has a zipper, so you can keep everything nice and safe. It has a pencil pouch, an organizer. There's lots of room in here. You can fit a small lunch if you're bringing lunch. You can also fit some other products in there as well if you needed that. So we are telling you that do not bring a backpack this year. You'll have these. We'll give them out to you the very first day of school on August 14th in your Mustang room. So you're going to go to your Mustang room first. You'll get one of those binders. You'll also get one of these planners. And we've done extensive research on how planners can help you be prepared for high school and beyond. We're also going to be using this quite a bit for tracking your progress on essential standards, making goals on assessments, using this for reading strategies, and lots more. We're also going to be highlighting some of this during our APTT night, which is our academic parent-teacher teams or parent-teacher conference, Mustang Roundup, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be part of your what you show your parents and show them all the progress you've been making. We want you to be able to write down what you're learning every single day, do a reflection. So there's lots of really great things in our new student planner. You'll get those with your binder on the very first day of school. Write your name on it, and then you will keep it and take it home. If you lose the binder or the planner, you will be responsible for replacing it. You have to have one. We're going to be using it all the time for instruction. We're going to be using it for making goals and monitoring our progress on essential standards. So please, please, please do not lose it. Do your best to keep it nice, keep it safe. If you do lose it, if you do get it ruined, you will be responsible for purchasing a new one. And that information is actually in here. You will, binder replacement cost is $15. Planner replacement cost is $10, so you don't want to lose it. And then also part of your grade will be using the planner to check it off in your Mustang room, and we just want to make sure that you have it. It's very helpful as well. You'll have the building map, you'll have the schedule in the back as well, so please keep that nice and safe. Please don't bring a backpack, and if you have any questions, you can totally ask us on those student walkthrough nights or even on day one. Okay, thanks you guys. We'll see you soon.